Welcome to the channel. I've got an intermittent problem with the tachometer on my Kubota L3800, so we're going to tear into it and see what the issue is. Let's take a look. The tachometer on this L3800 is working sometimes, sometimes not. In all the videos I've found, they're just replacing the cable because the tachometer doesn't work at all. Well, in my case, when it's cold, it doesn't work, and once it's warmed up, it'll start working. So I did replace the cable anyway. I thought maybe the square drive on the end was stripped off and would grab sometimes, sometimes not. So let me show you how it works. Well, it took off there. Usually it doesn't. It's also about 80 degrees today, so it is going to work for today. But once it's cooled off, it doesn't work. Takes maybe 10-15 minutes and it'll start working. So I'm going to tear it apart and see what we can find. So here's the old cable and it seems to be fine. But I did order the new one before I took this one apart anyway. But you can see if you spin one end, the other end spins. But I thought possibly the end stripped off here, maybe got rounded off and then it would grab part of the time. That's not the issue. This part goes to a little gear drive in the back of the tachometer. I'm wondering if there isn't a problem with that where the little gear drive is hanging up sometimes, but cold weather doesn't work at all. Once the temperature gets up into the 60s, it'll start working after about 10 minutes. I'm going to take that square drive off and just see what's going on. I need to take these side covers off the engine. There's 3 bolts on the left side, a 12mm head. One down under here. And this will lift up out of here. The only reason you have to take these covers off is to get to this bolt here that holds the dash panel in. Now, if you're going to change the cable anyway, these have to come off because that cable route's right behind here, screws down the engine. I don't need to do that today since I already done it. I just need to get the dash apart. The right side has 2 bolts. One in the front, one in the rear. Here's the tachometer cable here if you need to change it. Just threads into a little adapter on the front of the engine. Now there's 1 bolt on each side here. Now underneath the steering wheel, there's a bolt right here. And right up here above the instrument panel. And you can pop this boot off, slide it up out of the way, and this will slide back partially. Throttle lever will hang it up a little bit, but there's enough room to get this loose. Now I'm going to switch to a 10mm socket. There's 2 bolts down here in the bottom of the cluster and 2 up on top. Drop the dash panel down some to get to this left side lower bolt. And the right side, you're going to go through the opening where the throttle lever comes through. And it's a little bit tricky. Won't show up on camera. Finagle that in there and get that last bolt out. Leave that one for last when you're putting it back together. It goes in easy. There we go. There's the throttle cable, and on mine, they were just finger tight. I was able to get both sides off just using my fingers. I'm standing up on the operator's platform, looking over, and I can undo this cable again. I want to unhook this. But to change this cable, you just unhook both ends, fish it through the openings, get it into place. Okay, now I want to take these 2 little Phillips screws out of there. Take this gear drive off. Now it'd be a lot easier if you could just pull this dash panel off. You'd have to pull the steering wheel and then the throttle lever, and I think throttle lever would be more of an issue. So I think I can get in there and take these 2 screws out. I use this little stubby Phillips screwdriver, as long as I don't drop the screws. Okay, there's the second one. Okay, I just took a Phillips bit out of my magnetic screwdriver. That might work a little better. And I'll use a magnet down there next to it so when it comes out I won't lose it, hopefully. And here's a little gear drive. Put this cable in here so I can see what's going on. I'm going to take this off, flush it all out, see if I can clean everything out of there with brake clean, put a little bit more of some light grease in there, put it back together and hope that works. So between YouTube and the Google machine, I couldn't find any information on just an intermittent tachometer. Not 100% sure if this is going to work, and then I'll actually see if I can check the back of the tachometer. I don't think you can take them apart and mess with them. Try this first. I'm going to let that soak for a little bit. There's the gear right there on the back of the tachometer. I'm going to just wipe that grease off. I'm going to blow it out with some compressed air. Well, I'll put some of this white lithium grease in it. It's got to picture a couple gears. That's exactly what I'm doing. Oh, plus you can grease your house or your car. All right, this morning it's about 55 degrees. Let's see what the tach does now. Well, that didn't work, so I'm thinking the tachometer itself is bad. I'll have to check with Kubota, see what a new one costs. So I called my local Kubota dealer to get a price on a new instrument cluster. With tax, the guy told me right around $1,100. So I just laughed at him and said, I don't want to buy a new tractor. I just want a needle to point to the engine RPM. And he said, yeah, they're kind of expensive. So yeah, I passed on that. And the main thing is the hour meter still works. So you need that for all your scheduled service. And I've had the tractor long enough so I know what the RPM is for the job I'm doing. Anyway, it's going to stay like it is for now. Thanks for watching.